everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris, and happy Thanksgiving to all you guys over in the States that's celebrating today, and happy Thanksgiving to anyone else that's celebrating around the world. It's not a day that we celebrate over here, it's certainly never a day that I've ever celebrated. Being from Scotland, it's not something that we've actually ever done. I believe it is an American tradition, possibly Canadian as well. I'm not 100% sure how it all works, but look, it's a special day for you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful time and have plenty awesome drinks with your family and some great stories and a great time. So that being said, I'm going to be using Flora Colossus from Lather Bros or Lather Brothers. I used this very recently, and I don't know if you guys can see that label. That label is just phenomenal. So this is actually inspired by Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. You can actually sort of see the outline of Groot's head. And the scent on this is, as you've probably seen from the front, lavender, Asian pear and cedar. And I just got a wonderful scent of pear. I got a lovely bit of the lavender, and the wood sort of, as I use it, the wood just sort of blends it together. That's what it sort of does. It sort of sits in between it all and just holds it all together. So the brush today, sticking with Naturally November, is the West Coast Shaving Tie-Dye with the 24mm silver tip knot, which it gets better and better every time I use it now. It was the same brush I used with this soap the last time, mainly because the colour scheme sort of matches. So anyway, let's go. Now, Flora Colossus by Lather Bros it was basically released, I think about 3 or 4 months ago. It might have even been longer than that, as a sort of limited edition run. Now, if you are interested, if you head over to Lather Bros, I think it's latherbros.com, I think, from memory. If you head over to the website, is it on here? It might actually be on here, let me see. It is latherbros.com. Let me see if I can get that to focus. There we go. If you head on over to their website tomorrow, which is Friday the 24th, which will be Black Friday, they have a special running where I think it's 35% off if you spend more than $50. But I think it's something like that. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I'm sure they'll correct me in the video or with the comments down below. Or I might pop a bit of info on here as well. I want to try and get this up for you guys all over the place that do watch and are interested. They will be doing a limited edition run of this tomorrow, one day only. So if you want to grab some of this, I love it. I think the performance is out of this world. The scents are great. They're not super strong scents, but they are strong enough. It's very mid-strength, 5 to 6 sort of scent strength on it. But it just smells incredible. It is quite floral. So if you're not a big floral fan, then maybe steer clear, but the pear is certainly the most prevalent of all this, or the most prevalent scent of this. So I do get the pear straight up, that's the main scent. So if you like fruity scents and you like pears, then this is spot on. But the performance for this is what sells it. So there we go, the brush is well loaded. Wet the face. Just finished work, got back for the kids, and myself, my wife and the kids are all heading out for dinner tonight, just as a little bit of a treat. So we'll be having, I suppose, a Thanksgiving dinner in a restaurant. I don't know how it's generally done in the States, but I'm pretty sure it's normally done at home, but one of your family members or one of your friends' homes, and it's just a big celebration. I'm sure there is people that eat out, but I'm not 100% sure. They maybe shut everything. Yeah, absolutely love this soap. I actually saw it for the first time on Wet the Face, Don Youngner's channel on YouTube. That was where I first saw this soap. And if I'm honest, I love Guardians of the Galaxy, they're brilliant movies. But the label just sang to me when I saw it. I thought, you know, I'm just going to have that for the label. Right, let's paint a bit of water in. So I'm sure most people over there will be having turkey. Or a chicken, a pheasant and something else stuffed inside a turkey, or whatever way you do it. I think ham's also, I think ham's something that they have, I'm not sure. If I'm getting all this wrong, guys, you can abuse the shit out of me. So I'm sort of giving thanks back for these awesome soaps. Now I do have the sort of, I am in the know with Lather Bros. What is it? My son wants to make a cross, well, a bow and arrow. He's got a big stick. He's got an elastic band. He wants to make a bow and arrow, so. I think that's more likely what I'll be doing once I finish my shave before we go out. Look at this ladder. It's just phenomenal stuff. That is just incredible, and it's just thick, luxurious lather, it really is. I have not had a bad lather yet, or I probably never will from this soap. It's so easy to lather. This is with natural hair as well, so if you're using a synthetic, I'm expecting it would be even easier to lather. I can't even remember using the synthetic. Mueller R89 with the Kai blade still in there from my last use, I'm not sure. I think it's the third or fourth use on the blade now. It's a beautiful little razor, I've been really impressed with it. I do prefer the smaller handle compared to the Grande, which I had on my R41. I think the Kai blade works excellently in it. I find that having a keener blade, a keener edged blade, like the Kai, possibly the feather. I will try the feather on here as well. And one of the guys commented on my last use, I think it was, saying that he's got the DE89 from Edwin Jagger, and he's also got the R89 from Mueller, and he can't actually tell the difference. So it's probably just all in my head, the head, because they are, from what I've been told now, the same head on the R89 as the Edwin Jagger DE89. And we're back. And no, Leroy, I have not run out of data. I don't know why I try and shave when the kids are in the house. Do your editing. I might be able to relax and enjoy this. Scent's just brilliant on these soaps, it really is. And as with all artisan soaps that I've tried, they taste as good as they smell when you get it in your mouth by accident. I don't, look at that. phenomenal. Right, across the grain with the Mueller R89 and the Kai blade. So it'll be interesting to see all the shave of the days that come out for today. I'm assuming there'll be some lovely products on display. Super smooth. I don't think I've actually had a weeper from this razor yet. Now I know my technique will have improved quite considerably since I had the DE89, which would have been maybe 6 months ago. But it just feels so smooth, this razor. Now let's just dip the tips. Absolutely outstanding. That's the third lather and it's as good as the first one. Right, cross grain, other direction. It's amazing how every shave that you do, you get better. To the point that you don't actually worry about slicing your face open quite as much. The risk is always there. Don't get me wrong, that could be famous last words now. And this blade just feels like it, well it does, this blade does get better the more you use it. Oh, one last pass for luck. also discovered something yesterday. After I used Barrister Man Lagrange Sherpa, and it was just accident. In fact, it was this morning. I left the soap out to dry overnight. When I got in there, I was squirting on some aftershave this morning, just to spritz on my shirt and stuff like that, just to get out. And I used Calvin Klein Obsession. And when I picked up the soap straight after using the Calvin Klein Obsession, I just had a quick smell of it. And I tell you what, they were a marriage made in heaven. They almost matched up perfectly with the scent. I couldn't believe it. So Lagrange Sherpa, to me and to my nose, is very, very similar to Calvin Klein Obsession for men. Very similar. I was actually quite surprised. And it was just a total accident. Oh, the moisture this stuff leaves in your skin, it's just phenomenal. But I shall finish off now with Flora Colossus Aftershave Balm, which is, the aftershave balms are absolutely shit hot, just tremendous stuff. It's got water out, well you can see, I don't even need to read it out, you should be able to focus on that. But yeah, this stuff is phenomenal, and the menthol kick from it, just outstanding. It's quite a thick balm, it's not a thin pasty balm. Oh, straight away the menthol. Oh, and that scent, it's just phenomenal. It smells exactly like the soap, but the actual scent strength must be, it's a good, if I had to compare it to the soap, I would say it's a 9 out of 10 scent strength. It's just exceptional balm, and that menthol feel is just, it's brilliant. It really is. Very similar sort of menthol strength to what you get from Glacial Sterling, things like that. It's just a really cooling sensation, and it's absolutely beautiful. Anyway, that's that done. I'm going to, while that's sort of absorbing in there, rinse the brush out. So yeah, Thanksgiving's something I've never actually been in the States when it has been Thanksgiving, so I've never actually experienced it or been with my family. I do have family in Colorado, I've got family in Canada, I've got family in Florida, but I've never been over when Thanksgiving has been happening. However, me and my wife do plan on one day coming over, just the both of us, for a bit of shopping when Black Friday is around. So I'm assuming, I'm only guessing that Black Friday comes the day after Thanksgiving every year. Well, it can't be every year because Thanksgiving would most likely be the same date every year, I would think. So the day would change. But Black Friday would be around about that time, I would think. And I can't imagine Black Friday being on a Wednesday, because that would just be silly. And if it is on a Wednesday, then I'm sorry if I've took the piss out of Black Friday. Just give this soap a quick rinse. Beautiful. All the labels on Lather-Bros is also waterproof, or are also waterproof or water resistant. The labels, thankfully, come scented, so you're not mincing about, and it doesn't. If the labels don't come scented on soaps, it pisses me off. I'm quite pedantic with things like that. I'm quite sort of OCD with straight lines and centralised things, and I have to do that with all my own stuff. I don't care about anyone else in the house. I don't care if their shit's a mess, as long as my stuff's all lined up neatly on my desk. All my razors and all that. All my den is pretty much spot on in line. There's nothing pissed angles or anything like that. As soon as I open my cupboard up and there's something moved, my wife does it all the time. She'll move things just to wind me up. So, but that was, I've just showed you the soap, Flora Colossus. The brush was the West Coast Shaving tie-dye, which I still haven't been able to find an angle which actually shows you the writing on there, but they're beautiful brushes, they really are. That knot is exceptional, and it now smells incredible. The razor was the Beulah R89, regular size handle, Kai blade, 4th use I think, 3rd or 4th use, superb. And finishing off with Flora Colossus balm from Lather-Bros. So head on over to latherbros.com. They do have a Black Friday special. I think it's spend over $50 and get 35% off your bill, something like that. and I could be, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's something like that, or it might be free shipping. Oh gee, 35% is in my head if you spend a certain amount, so it's a good saving. You spend $50 and you pay 15. I think if that's right, that's not right. What the hell am I thinking? You spend $100. Jeez, you know what? It's just too late in the day. You'll save $3.50 for every $10 that you spend. So yeah, 35. Is that right? That can't be right. Nah, my head's up my arse. I'm sorry. I just can't get my maths today. I'm normally pretty good. Normally pretty switched on. Yeah, it's an outstanding soap. It's a great job. The barbs are shit hot. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. I'll catch you guys next video. Cheers.